Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips and Damo Camilleri.
We're
The
back.
crew is back. Your forced break is over.
Forced? Was it forced? We both
Uh,
agreed to it.
Yeah, you kind of all embraced it. Like, yeah, we're going to bring the other two on for Final Fantasy stuff.
Pretty much it was just, they're in, you're out. We're like, cool, see you next week.
And we get a holiday and a holiday. I'm down with that.
2 holidays in a row.
Yeah, going real well. So our usual bullshit and shenanigans are back, but we're going to be talking about the new PS5 controller, the DualSense that was announced
This one.
last week. Like that one, but not.
No, I've got it right here. See? Right there.
No. Mine's better because it's actually
One says Sony on it.
Sony.
Like, I'm even really embracing. We've got the color scheme going. That's one of the best things that I've seen. Off to a good start.
Well, I couldn't put the Y in because Sony will be all over again. Hey, hang on a second, that's our name. I thought,
Mate,
oh,
we
it's a
throw
E.
we throw Doonies through the mud. We promote whatever, whenever, whoever.
Whatever we
Throw
like.
Doonies through the mud. I don't think we've ever said a bad thing about that incredible,
No,
amazing.
the mud is the fact that we're bringing that glorious institution up on this show.
Poor Goonies.
So
They do have
we're
some of the best potato cakes, though.
oh yeah, and when they're on, they're on. But moving on from fish and chip talk, the DualSense. So yeah, it was announced last week, shown in a PlayStation blog post. Pretty no frills sort of affair. First blush impressions. What do you think? Either of you?
Yes, the controller's good, but doesn't really work without a console.
So when are they going to show the console?
Probably never
Oh, good.
at this rate. Like, oh, hey,
Cloud
here,
system.
have a controller. Oh, cool. What do we do with it? I don't know.
Oh, so
Plug it into the cloud.
it's like Stadia, but
Or
maybe
you can
better.
plug it into your PS Classic.
Oh, the one that's gathering dust because it's a piece of shit. I don't even know where mine is actually. I don't
Or
think I took it out of the
maybe-
box.
Or maybe the controller is the console.
We're through the looking glass.
Dun.
That touchpad is now a screen, and you can just play your
No, it
games
projects holograms.
from here. Oh yeah,
Holograms.
It's yeah. They've figured out a way to do complete sand-like holograms, whatever they call it. I don't know. If someone can correct me on that, that'd be great. I
like
can't
out of Star
Google.
Wars. Let's just go out of Star Wars.
I've got no computer screen next to me this time, but
Yeah.
we are in relaxation zone.
Now, Damo, you did wave
actually-
your DualShock 4, your PS4 controller around for a moment there. I think for the most part, it's not that different, really. The new controller. The color
No.
scheme is what's thrown a few people off. I think for the most part.
And all the
It's the way
Batman
it's shaped
memes.
too.
Go again.
This.
It's
Yeah,
the
I
way
mean,
it's shaped.
really,
I think it's a bit more out like that.
A little bit fatter,
From what
maybe a
I
smidge
know.
longer.
It's just out,
So-
it's just out with the circles.
So
Yeah.
you're not as
Look at it.
cramped up as this. You're not. I think you'll be out. A bit more. Everyone apparently complained about that being too small, and now they're complaining that it's too big.
And yet they came
can't
from
win.
the DualShock 3, which was even smaller.
That was worse. There was
Like,
no
that-
handles
That was
on that.
terrible.
I still like it, but yeah, there's a few issues with that one. So I don't understand
Yeah.
how people could be complaining full
How's,
stop.
how's the rumble feature on that DualShock 3?
No, that the DualShock 3 is okay. It was the 6-axis from launch. That was the one that didn't have it. Like, oh,
Yeah, it
Rumble's
was
old
too-
tech. No one cares about that. No one's going to make a big deal. Oh, wait, everyone
Hey.
loves it. So okay,
Yeah.
let's make the DualShock 3 again.
How the hell am I going to find my secrets without that rumble?
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's a
Like
fair
Zelda.
call.
Well, I mean,
And
we're talking
The
about
Witcher.
the Rumble. Yeah. We're talking about the
possible.
Rumble, so they're adding those like the haptic controls, so like what you get from the Xbox One triggers. So there's and from the Joy-Cons on the Switch, where I don't know if you guys remember much of the promotion for the Joy-Cons before they came out, but they used there was this ice in a cup demo that they kind of used. It was actually in that 1-2 switch game in the end where you were supposed to guess how many ice blocks there were. You'd shake the Joy-Con around and you'd feel it was almost as though it was rattling to all sides. They're looking to kind of implement that same sort of tech, which then Xbox also did with the Xbox One controller when you play Forza, where like if you hit mud, apparently there's a bit more pull on the trigger, or those sort of things. They're trying to implement that sort of level of touch feedback. And they use these examples of the mud, but also like if you're pulling the string back on a bow, you'll feel the tension through the trigger or something like that. I don't know. It's a bit wanky, but I'm okay with haptics if it's like what the Switch has done. If we can get to that final level.
But if they can get it right, then it's going to be great. But I mean, it's not a feature that I'm sitting here going, "Oh, sick! That's awesome, hey." I mean, my initial response, and I really want to hear your initial response too, Padgesticles. But my initial response was, if anyone's ever seen Neon Genesis Evangelion, I went, "Oh, cool! It's the last of the angels."
Are you talking about the color design, or is that?
Yeah. It actually does look like one of the angels from Neon.
I just thought Enter the Spider-Verse,
the final thing,
or a Stormtrooper.
Yeah, I thought the Gwen Stacy outfit.
Yeah.
So I looked at it and went, they must have been watching Spider-Man while they'll decide to figure out the controller.
That was my very first thought, because
Insomniac was in on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Sony thing, so maybe. But I mean, yeah, that was instantly my first thought. Like, I happened to wake up early that day, saw the news, quickly whipped out the laptop and started typing up an article for the site. And the only thing in my head the whole time was Spider-Verse. So.
Paul James with the journalism.
Oh yeah,
the absolute highest of qualities.
Didn't get sent anything.
Holy
just saw it on the internet.
That's fucking crazy. Hey, it looks like fucking Spider-Man.
I'm smashing this article out and I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, how you do it without coffee? Reopens it and it just says Spider-Verse 100 times.
Looks like Spider-Man. I'm like, what the?
Do you guys actually have an issue with the look of it?
Right.
Not really.
Man, I love it. I think it's great.
What about the?
I really do like the.
I think it's just more the throw off of the like two colors.
Yeah, it's weird for people. Like, we're used to a single color.
Like, I know. Like, I've got a bright red controller. I don't care about it. It goes red, black and white. Everyone's like, ooh. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's like two colors. Like,
it's different shades of
different shades.
Like, people lost their shit in a good way over the Smash controller for the Switch. So
I mean, my Xenoblade Chronicles one is like that, but it's got pink on the bottom.
And I guess people say, no, but it doesn't count their limited edition things, like you're opting in. Like, that's fine, but people were stoked and people wanted it, so don't complain now. It's weird because we're not used to it, but otherwise, fucking harden up. And also, it opens up and we discussed this in our little chat before we started recording today, that like some of the different designs and things we've seen out there. Like, there's been some really cool, really creative ones, but also if you want to, turn it into an all black thing, like traditional PlayStation controls, that looks pretty sweet.
Well,
like the
traditionally it was a grey controller. Like, the controller's always kind of reflected the console. So if this is what the console's going to look like, I'm down for it. I'm down for something that pops a little bit. Like, I know it's not the most brilliant thing for people with, wooden furniture and things like that. Like, but I mean, look at the Switch when those Joy-Cons came out and they were, popping. Like, it's kind of nice, to be honest. It breaks things up. It's noticeable. It's eye-catching. It's pleasant to look at. So if that's what the console's going to look like, I'm down for that too. Like, give me some neons, give me some bright white. Like, black just looks dusty all the time, whereas white, I mean,
it's harder.
You can notice it, but much harder.
And it's going to get dirt on it. Like, where are you taking your controller?
That's actually been the one that's given me the shits the most. Actually, is it's going to get grotty. Like,
you take it out of the fingers. You take it out of the sandpit or something, just playing there or something, or just out a dirt pile and just go.
Or, you don't know what it's like to have kids. Yes, I don't, but I wouldn't let my child think. I've had a nephew.
The mystery of the missing
give him
Joy-Con.
The broken old controller.
Oh no, ping pong ball thing.
Also, the benefit that everyone's got right now is they're going to pick up this controller in an era post oh my god, I've got to like hand sanitize at every point of my day. They've probably learnt a few things at this point, and also just fatty. Stop, lay off the Mountain Dew Doritos while you're playing. Like,
I'll be in a plastic
do them
cover.
separately.
Cheetos, Paul.
In a plastic
No one
cover.
eats Doritos anymore.
No, but there's
You only
like
eat
these
Doritos if you're watching wrestling.
or the Game Awards.
Doritos.
No, but did you hear there's Mountain Dew Doritos now?
Yeah.
Yes, I did hear that.
Nothing new.
7-Eleven advertised it. They sent me an email about it, and I was like, thanks, 7-Eleven. Always love you guys. I mean,
Also,
one day I'm
getting
just
some
me and that
Krispy
Steve.
Kreme.
Me and fuck off, man. I can't eat that shit anymore. Give me a headache. Anyway, back to the PS5
the
controller, which is the whole thing. I like the look of it. I think that the buttons, everything is fine. I really should stop picking this up. Like, I feel like, but I'm looking at this thinking, like, what would I improve on this? And I think they've done everything that I would like to improve on it. Like a bigger touchpad I think this is just too small for doing anything.
Do you like the lights on the side of the touchpad?
I love the lights on the side of the touchpad.
Yeah, I think
as long as that doesn't drain battery, thing. But I think giving a bigger touchpad is kind of like a design to say, hey, we're putting in a bigger battery. Like, we've made the controller longer so we can chuck in like a nice pardon?
Can they get rid of that blue light?
I don't think they can, because the old VR, they could, but the old PSVR is meant to be compatible with the PS5, so they'll need to keep it there for that. Now, I'd wager that the next generation of VR for PlayStation doesn't require lights, but they've got to be able to support it because they're supporting the DualShock 4, which uses the light. They're supporting the PSVR, which uses light. So I think they'll still keep it there, but the design does, like, the light bar looks smaller. It's not as thick as the one that Damo was waving around there, like on the original DualShock 4. So I guess that kind of bodes well if you don't like the light.
That's fair.
Which a lot of people didn't at first. Like, you're sitting there, like when the PS4 first came out and they hadn't included that feature where you could, like, it was just one single brightness. You can now dim it, obviously, but at first, like, you'd sit there and play a game and you could actually see the reflection, this little triangular reflection bouncing off your TV screen at you because you're holding the controller like this. And
then everyone started making those stickers, like the decals to cover it with the like Batman logo or whatever to just kind of minimize the amount of light.
I found out the other day when you play Borderlands 3, if you got an elemental gun, it changes colour to that. I never knew that because I never looked at the light. It was red. I go, what the hell's it red for? Then I pressed it again, it went green. Like, what the hell's going on here? And then I'm like, oh. Same Red Dead 2, it goes red instead of blue.
Yeah. And I mean, the weird thing about the original
like the
design...
Witcher.
Yeah.
What's Witcher do? Blue.
I can't remember. And he's playing The Witcher right now.
Oh, green.
See? Green.
That's cool.
And menu, blue. Spotify.
Audio listeners, Damo's changing colours on his PS4 DualShock right now.
Oh, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, he's broken it.
It's now become shitty Witcher. So, yeah, I mean, that was one of the things, like, at first, and I don't know if either of you remember the PS4 control when it first came out, it didn't have, like, Damo, you were holding up your control again, like, facing the front. It had, you can see a little bit of the light bar poking through the top on the actual touchpad.
Yeah.
At first, you couldn't do that, so you didn't, like, it made no sense to even have the light and changing colour and all that sort of thing, because you're holding controller away from yourself, so you can't actually see what the light is unless you look for it. So
this is like the Gen 2 version of the PS4 controller,
yeah. They basically just gradually, like, just kicked all the other ones to the curb and brought that in. But, you know, so that same sort of idea is what we're going to get with the DualSense, but the light's going to be down the side there, and I'm sure the stuff like you're talking about with Borderlands 3 is still going to be a feature. And I think it's pretty cool. If they've got to have the light for VR reasons, then, and that's how you want to use it afterwards. You know, for just other things like little gimmicky uses like that, I'm okay with it. Can't hurt.
I mean, even if, like I like it when it's like sometimes menu like game screens remove all like the HUD display and they're using the controller as like your life total. Like, you know, green starts to go into orange, goes into red. Like it's nice, you know. Like some games focus on the little nichey things that the controller can do, and I have no issue with that. I think that's cool. Like, not saying that every game should go out and do it, like, but if you like looking for something like that, and you're a real, I don't know, you like your shit like that. Yeah, then go ahead, developers, get onto it. Like,
well, it doesn't seem like they're sticking anything gimmicky in there, really.
No, I really hope that, like, I'm guessing it's still got the options and share button.
Well, yeah, the share button is becoming the create button, and there's apparently more features that it'll boast, but they're going to talk about that later. So I'm hoping there's some reason why they're changing it, because they've spent this entire generation kind of training us to call it the share button and not select, and then all of a sudden they've changed the name again. So I did like that after they revealed the controller, Xbox put up this little, I think it was just a GIF of the new controller for the Series X that was like focusing on their share button. It was just zooming in over and over and over on their share button. So, I don't know.
Wow. How the mighty are petty.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about the controller, they've put in, and they're saying like, oh, it's going to be great because you don't need to have headsets all the time if you want to have a quick chat with someone. There's the built-in mic, which like you won't. What I don't like about that, and I heard a good story the other day from someone who was playing. This is going back to the Vita and kind of the early days of the Vita here before the PS4 had come out. You've got people playing games to review. There were multiplayer games on the Vita. This was PlayStation All Stars. Colin Moriarty was telling the story on his show anyway. And he was talking about how he was reviewing or playing a review copy or something like that, and it took he was playing for about 2-3 hours before he realized that playing PlayStation All Stars, it defaulted to having the mic for the Vita on. So he could have been because he's there at his workplace, he's playing a game that's not out. He could be saying all these things, maybe just having conversations with people, and people could have just been hearing all these IGN related conversations and whatnot from back in the day. And I hope that if they're going to have something similar, and obviously they're putting a mic in the control, so it's kind of in some ways always listening. I hope there's a way that you can either disable it, or every time you go to open up a game or something like that, it gives you a little reminder notification at first, just saying, "Hey, your control's on, like your mic is on."
There should be an option for push to talk.
That could work.
If you're gonna have, if it's quick conversations, if that's what they're aiming for, then I would want nothing but a push to talk option. So I can touch, say they've got a bigger pad now.
Double tap the pad.
That could work. Double tap the pad, or volume up, volume down. I don't care what you want. Your feature wants to be.
They use that. Was it DualSense? I don't know what the hell is a DualSense.
DualSense because they're trying to. You've got the ordinary bullshit, and then you're adding this what do we call it, the haptics, and you're adding the audio component to it. They're trying to bring in all the senses. Personally, I'm not seeing any taste yet. Tell me when you lick your
senses.
When you lick your DualSense and it tastes like shit, like the Switch games, then get
you licking all that dirt off. You put it in the sandpit.
You can pick up all your Doritos off your controller again.
Or the
it's white. You'll know it's
there.
Smell all those Cheetos, or Mountain Dew, Doritos.
Oh,
so
the cheer about.
Oh, then again, dual means two, so there's two senses. Two senses they're focusing on. So I guess it works. So I just feel sorry for
2 cents.
Seeing. Where's the hearing?
Tri-sense.
It's tri-sense. Where's the pain? The pain
I just feel sorry for
when I'm playing a fighting game and I'm like.
I just feel sorry for the website DualShockers, who PlayStation Focus thing that named themselves after the DualShock, and now all of a sudden it's changed. And I think they're even referring to themselves on Twitter as DualSenses or something now, just to lean into it. But they're fucked. So sorry guys.
Everybody, I'll still be calling it a DualShock.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. It's a PlayStation controller. It's always a DualShock.
It's been DualShock for 20 years.
Yeah.
And all like, oh hey, we'll change it. But no,
I don't like that they've changed it for that reason.
That'd be like calling the Commodore like an Eagle or something like that. No, we're changing Holden Commodores to Eagles now. And you'd be like, yeah, you mean a Commodore? No, it's an Eagle. Whatever, man, it's Commodore. Fuck off.
Yeah, good on, man.
It ain't happening. Ain't happening. Ugh.
Any other thoughts at all about the controller, or is that's about it? Because we've covered all the actual different features.
the name is the actual biggest problem I have with this. You keep calling it the DualSense, and the whole time I'm like, that just sounds so wanky.
I'm trying to train myself to say it because I know I'm going to have to say it a lot. So
I know you're going to have to say it, but
DualShock.
being the most unprofessional podcasting hero of all time, yes, I'm a hero. Thank you very much. Not a villain, but
I'll call it.
But yeah, that is like it sounds very wanky to me. Like it's borderline hipster like, and I know
they're trying to get in with the
guy
kids.
wearing the beanie and a flanny, but the kid
getting in with the kids.
True.
They already had the kids. By sounding like a wanker, you're pushing them away.
I don't know.
Not necessarily.
I think that is a valid point though, because it's like, you're attracting a new audience. Like we don't care. The name's not going to deter us from anything. But shock is kind of a harsh word. Sense though.
You got to try and get away from this damn thing.
Sense.
You're still sitting there just trying to work out what the hell you're doing in Animal Crossing. So
I figured it out after many hours of googling.
Just time skip.
Time skip.
But no, I think it is. I think it's actually a nice marketing ploy because the term shock isn't exactly a lovely thing to hear. But
not in this day and age.
Like you think for some parents out there that have no idea, it's like it's a sensory toy. Or whatever, you know what I mean? It's
I'm with you.
Psychology 101. Make it sound pleasant. Like it's like New Coke. Sounds like a good thing. Fucking horrible in concept though. Bring back Coke Classic. That's all I'm saying.
Or Cadbury cream eggs. Just bring back the old
Cadbury
flavor.
Marble. Cadbury Marble coming back this month. Cadbury Marble. Yeah.
Wait, is it actually coming back?
Actually happening.
It's coming back. They've announced it all over the shop, man. I'm all over Cadbury Marble.
That's
as bigger news than PlayStation 5 controller.
This is as bad as the day Final Fantasy 7 came out. They're just like, hey, no, stay in isolation, but after you go get your favorite game or your favorite chocolate.
That's good because all those dickheads who are getting toilet paper now can go get all my normal stuff now while they can go get this stupid marble chocolate for no reason.
Imagine the frenzy on the first day that comes out. All the crazies that are super desperate for it, and then you add the crazies that are the world's going to end.
They just need to hoard something.
Good times for all of the rest of us. Well, if neither of you two have any other thoughts, then I think this is a good point for us to wrap it up because we don't know when the control is going to come out. Matto, your point before, I wouldn't mind seeing the console. That'd be nice.
That would be good. And
also, it's coming out October 20th.
These will be on eBay next week.
So I feel like you definitely need to take you really need to take a good photo of that and put that up on Twitter, I reckon.
Why?
Before you put it on eBay.
Is it a leak? Can we consider this a leak?
Yes.
It is. It's leaking brainal fluid out of someone's ear right now.
It's hurting it's hurting every Sony fan's brain with the word
Sone.
O-N-E.
Every Sone fan.
Every Sone fan.
Oh shit.
Sony. It's a Sony.
Well, on that point, we'll wrap things up. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, where you get a whole bunch more patched, as well as the Insider Player 2 Plays, like Game Review, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. There's some awesome stuff there. Go and check it out. Visit the website, player2.net.au, where you'll find reviews and previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast. There's the audio form for this, so if you're watching on video right now, you can go check the audio version of this out as well. There's the Player 2 Pixelcast, which is up and running, and Dev Diary. We've got some fantastic guests that have been coming through, and a few more awesome ones over the course of the next few weeks and months.
Dev's got a book.
Yeah, he does have a book. There's Uzumaki?
Just keep going. You're not
spiral into something. I couldn't quite read it. There's Patreon, patreon.com/player2au. You can give a few bucks. At the lower tiers, you get early access to episodes. Higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. And there's the Player 2 magazine for the 5th birthday. That if you're a patron, by the time that we ship it on out, you'll just get yourself a freebie copy at any level. It doesn't matter what level is. Maybe when we send it out, it's laced with coronavirus. Maybe it's not. You'll see. And I said the C word that we're not allowed to say on YouTube. Damn it.
Head crabs?
Yeah, head crabs. The head crabs.
Oh, creme.
Creme chantilly or whatever I said.
Is that the C word?
That's the C word.
Creme.
That's creme.
Creme.
And then there's Twitter. Damo, you are at Tacos Talks. It's down below his name in the video. Matto, you are
Matto_Phil.
Paul James Games for me. The website is player2au. And until next time, stop sweating about the PS5 control. If you stop sweating, you won't make it gross. Just stop being a slob. See ya.
It's a Sony.